In the small, fog-covered town of Eldritch, whispers of ancient legends often floated through the air like uneasy spirits. The townsfolk lived in quiet trepidation, especially when the blood moon appeared once every century. It was on one such night that 17-year-old Elaine discovered the terrifying truths buried beneath Eldritch's quaint facade. Raised by her grandmother, Elaine grew up on tales of creatures that thrived in the shadows. Her skepticism crumbled that blood-red night when she saw Jacob, her childhood friend, return from the woods with a pallor only the dead should wear. His eyes, once a lively blue, now glowed with a malevolent crimson. That same evening, Elaine's grandmother handed her a silver pendant inscribed with ancient runes. "This will protect you, my dear," she said, her voice quivering with a fear Elaine had never seen before. "What are you so afraid of, Nana?" Elaine questioned. Her grandmother's only response was a tearful gaze. Determined to find answers, Elaine ventured into the woods, the pendant clasped tightly in her hand. Deeper and deeper she wandered, drawn inexplicably toward the heart of the forest. There, in a moonlit clearing, she stumbled upon an old, decrepit mansion. Her instincts screamed at her to turn back, but curiosity and fear propelled her forward. Inside, the air was thick with the scent of aging wood and something far more sinister. As she moved cautiously through the dusty corridors, she glimpsed portraits of aristocratic figures with eyes that seemed to follow her. In the grand parlor she found Jacob standing beside a tall, pale man with a haunting presence. "Elaine, you shouldn't have come," Jacob whispered urgently, his voice a shadow of its former self. The tall man stepped forward, his fangs gleaming in the dim light. "Welcome, young Elaine. We've been expecting you," he purred. It was Count Lucian, the ancient vampire ruler of Eldritch. Before she could react, Jacob lunged at her but was instantly repelled by the glow of the silver pendant. Count Lucian's eyes narrowed. "Ah, the pendant of Orsi. Clever girl." Desperate to escape, Elaine fled deeper into the mansion's labyrinthine halls, stumbling upon cryptic warnings and symbols lining the walls. She realized the mansion was not just a home. It was a prison designed to contain Lucian and his coven. Cornered in a dead-end hall, Elaine held the pendant high as Lucian and Jacob approached. "You should have left while you had the chance," Lucian hissed. Just as he reached for her, the pendant flared brighter than before, burning his hand and forcing him back. In a last desperate act, Elaine smashed the pendant against the wall, releasing a burst of ancient magic that engulfed the mansion in blinding light. The next morning, the townsfolk found Elaine unconscious at the forest's edge, the mansion now a heap of ruins. She awoke to a new day, the terror of the blood moon past, but knowing it could one day return. The protection of the pendant of Orsi had saved her, but the cost had been her innocence. The legends of Eldritch had come to life, and she knew now that they were far from over.